Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story that just came out moments ago in the Wall Street Journal, January 10th, 2019. At 30-year low, U.S. birth rate shows striking differences between states. The number of babies born in 2017 was the lowest in 30 years, but some states were much more fertile than others, which actually makes sense. Believe it or not, to me, it does. But let's get into this story. The birth rate in America has been declining, but some places are more fertile than others, according to a new look at federal data that reveals significant variation in fertility rates around the country. Only South Dakota and Utah fertility rates have reached levels needed to sustain the current population. The number of babies born in 2017, around 3.85 million, was the lowest since 1987. In order for the country's population to essentially replace itself, researchers say that 2,100 babies should be born for every 1,000 women, which we know ain't happening. Okay. In 2017, the fertility rate and estimate of the total number of children a woman will eventually have in her lifetime was 1,765 births per 1,000 women, well below what is known as the replacement level. So there you have it for the US. So well below where they should be. But the researchers at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, National Center for Health Statistics, broke down that 2017 data by state and ethnicity. They were surprised by the variation. When you look at the differences you see among the states, it's really quite striking, said Bradley Hamilton, a statistician at the center and co-author of the new report released Thursday. States in the Midwest and Southeast had higher rates of fertility compared with Northeast or West Coast. A 57% difference exists between the highest state rate, South Dakota, 2,227 births, and the lowest, the District of Columbia, 1,421 births. Only South Dakota and Utah had fertility rates that met the 2,100 births threshold. 2,227 and 2,120 births, respectively. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. All these interruptions. Hispanic women had the highest fertility rate of ethnicity studies and passed the 2,100 births per 1,000 women needed to sustain population in 29 states. Black women reached the level at 12 states, while white women didn't reach that level in any state. Wow! Woo! Now you know why these people are losing their minds on us out in public, y'all. Now you know why. Now you know why. White women are not reaching a sustainable level of childbirth in any state. None. That says it all right there, y'all. Says it all. We knew the fertility rates were low, but this gives us a detailed state-by-state picture of how low they actually are, said Kenneth M. Johnson, senior demographer at the University of New Hampshire, who wasn't involved in the study. That to me is a big deal. It most certainly is. Mr. Johnson said that the data paints a more nuanced understanding of fertility patterns that can help identify challenges for particular regions, such as potential labor forces shortages, which is going to be all over the country, y'all. I mean, let's face it, it's going to be all over the country. So it's showing you completely in gray fertility rates for white women 1666.5, which is way below the 2100 that's needed to replace yourself. All right, 1800, see 1824.5 for Black women and 2006.5 for Hispanic women. Wow. Wow. This says it all, y'all. Okay. Yes, there's going to be labor force shortages because the people retiring can't be replaced, y'all. That's what it means. You got a big elderly population retiring, and these people are now your elders, and they are huge in numbers. But this younger population are way smaller in comparison. So, no, they're not going to be able to make up the jobs that are lost because these people retire. They're not going to be able to make up for anything, nothing, which means you have to prepare for your economy to be circulating far less money than what's being circulated now. Wow. 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 Low birth rates could disrupt the economy as the country's population ages out of the workforce. Though researchers say those effects could be offset by factors such as immigration, there is no way immigration is going to make up for all of that. It is just not, y'all. I think they're wishing for something that will never happen. Look, Europe's population decline has been going on for quite a few decades now. They got immigrants. It has not made up for it at all. Those people are still dying out, and they are not replacing the Europeans that are elderly. It hasn't changed a thing. The report didn't detail the reasons behind the variation, but the researchers and other experts noted some possible trends. Women who live in rural areas typically have more children than their urban counterparts, and women with more education often either put off having children or decide not to have children at all, said Mr. Johnson. Demographers say that cultural, religious, and economic differences across regions also come into play. For instance, economic improvement in South Dakota may be encouraging more births there, says Dr. Gretchen Livingston, a senior researcher and demographer at the Pew Research Center. Total fertility rate is a singular snapshot estimate based on that year's fertility levels. Some demographers also noted so the rates may change if women decide to eventually have children later in life, which they're not doing. They're not doing. And see, people aren't getting married like they used to. And a lot of women are foregoing children because they don't have a steady partner in their life or husband or boyfriend at all. So they're like, no, I don't want to have any children. I'm not married. There's no prospects of me getting married. And no, I'm not going to have any children. And that's how many women are feeling. A key question is, are these births going to be foregone entirely? Or Are they going to be made up later? You cannot make up for a fertility rate that's below 2.1. You can't make up for that. So my answer to him is no. No, Johnson, no. Mr. Johnson said he has been waiting for the number to finally start ticking up, but every year it doesn't happen. It's not going to happen, y'all. Ain't going to happen. You know, it says a lot. There's a lot going on. And I can tell you people are not getting married. As I told y'all before many times that in my area, I remember coming up and every single Saturday, these churches were packed with people's and weddings all over. Okay, you go out on a Saturday, drive down the highway years ago, and you would always run into a wedding party on the weekend. Saturday, and occasionally you would see a Sunday wedding party in my area. But now it's dead. I can go out Saturday and be out there for hours and never come across one wedding party the whole time. And the churches that used to be packed on the weekend having weddings are closed. No cars in the parking lot. Nothing. So, and a lot of folks do not want to have children and they're single now. You know, you always going to have single moms. Make no mistake about that. But if people have the choice, they're not going to choose that. They're not. They'll just forego children altogether. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing this millennial generation is probably the biggest generation of people that never got married, not interested in getting married. It's something that was never seen in the previous generations. So there's a lot going on, y'all. Things that they simply can't change. And immigration is not going to fix the problem. It's not. You can see it from other nations that have declining birth rates and they have immigrants there too, and it's not stopping the decline at all. But please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. Peace, family. And oh, one more thing. You will notice a live stream running 24/7 on my channel now. It's something that I'm testing out for about a month. And I have 3 playlists. I have the sunburn news, I have the history, and I have my music list. All running around the clock 24/7. And I'm just trying to test it out. So you jump in there and watch it as much as you want. And give me some feedback, because I'm going to probably, I have other things in mind that I want to do with that. So if you guys are watching it and you're responding well to it and you like it, and I see people going in and out of there constantly, then it'll be something that I do on an ongoing basis. So it really depends on how well you're responding to it, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.